Day 12, meal number 4. I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are too. A1C cure. Well, that's a strong word. Cure is a strong word. In medicine, physicians are really terrific at diagnosing and then treating the symptoms. Now, do you realize that all healing actually happens within our bodies and mind? Like our body knows what to do. Our doctor is a consultant. Our doctor is helping us. Our doctor is a point of information. Our doctor is kind of in a flow of staying up to date on the latest research and in a flow of paying attention to what we, the clients, let's think of ourselves as clients, or we can be patients is very kind of, okay, or client is a little bit more, maybe we have potentially equal power. But let's say that the real power is actually the wisdom in our bodies and minds. And that if we think about our problems as number one, maybe not problems, if we think about them as maybe a symptom, if we expand our thinking further into the realm of communication, that our symptoms are a form of communication. Our body is getting our attention. So the problem is not high blood sugar. The problem is not the test, my test in particular, that said my average daily blood sugar was 7.5. That's not the problem, that's the symptom. And what I'm going to do, instead of trying to attack the problem, so to speak, I'm going to invite myself into a process of a solution, and that may be where a cure may arise. I'm going to be in a process of a solution. I'm going to be in a process of balance. I'm going to align myself each day and then each moment, each meal, and each thought with the wisdom of my mind and body. I'm going to align myself with this. Okay? So the symptom, I'm going to make friends with the symptom. I'm not going to treat it. I'm not going to try to drive the symptom out. I'm not going to try to chase the symptom off. I'm going to open to the communication from my body. It's a form of communication. Okay, so now I'm having, again, a bowl of, can you guess? Soup. There it is. I added a few extra things in it, a few little pinto beans. Now, Keely, what happened, Keely, to your burrito? Here's Keely.
I ate it.
Oh, okay, so she ate her bean burrito, right? Now, what's the difference between Keely's bean burrito and my soup? There's a couple pinto beans in there. I could see one. Can you see it right there? It's like a little koi fish swimming around. There it is. Oh, that's not it. That was cauliflower. There's a pinto bean. Okay. Well, I'm having a couple pinto beans. Keely had a few pinto beans in the form of refried beans. I'm allowing myself to have maybe a tablespoon of beans whenever I want it as part of any of the meal, any of the meals that I have. I put about approximately a quarter cup of pinto beans into the soup. So I've got my little resource center over here, my pinto beans. This is the nut department. Well, this is the apple department. And this is the banana department. Pepitos, pecans. That back here is the oatmeal department. And this is the macadamia nut department. And so you've seen these grains: black-eyed peas, lentils, navy beans, some rice, some black beans, some more lentils. I put about a quarter cup and about a quarter cup of these ancient grains into the soup. I want that a little bit of extra nutrients that they can provide. I want that a little bit of carbohydrate from them. And also you've seen that I've utilized a tablespoon of beans now and then. Let's see, Keely's getting ready dinner. So she has a tortilla, and she's going to put cheese on it and some pinto beans. And so for me, that's not the plan, because the tortilla made of wheat turns to sugar relatively quickly. The beans and the amount of beans, I mean, I could probably have that amount of beans right there, but I wouldn't have it on a tortilla. Not because the Gracie diet that I've talked about basically would say that we don't combine these two different types of starch or carbohydrate. We wouldn't combine rice and beans, which is kind of interesting. Gracie family, being from Brazil, does not combine rice with beans. They're two different forms of carbohydrates. And so the gist of it is keeping digestion simple. So this for me is maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 6, somewhere 6 to 8 tablespoons. That would be part of 6 to 8 meals for me. That's just a tiny part of something like 2 big hands of kale or spinach or some type of greens, right? I haven't eaten any iceberg lettuce. It's like, maybe romaine would be a better choice. Okay, it's more green. So, protein, palm of my hand, you've heard it 100 times. A really good source of fat, maybe like my thumb. So, it could be, maybe macadamia nut seems to be my fat of choice. Okay, so it's okay for Keely. She's having that there. I'm having my soup, and the soup is holding up really well. Like, I feel amazing, even with all the interesting shifts and changes, in business. And I did mention earlier, it's like for a day where there's been a lot of controversy, it's like, oh my gosh, I have a new client coming in. I'm an expert witness. The other thing I forgot that I do is I'm an expert witness in the court. I forgot about that. So it's so funny because I've been joking about that. It's like, what's that one other thing that I do? I can't remember, right? I got a phone call from one of the top attorneys in Connecticut who needs help with one of their clients. So we're going to figure some things out together and try to help someone and try to craft some type of a plan that will be helpful. We got somebody in trouble, and probably somebody got hurt somewhere, and we're going to see if we can organize some type of plan where everybody can win and the greater good will be served in our society. So that's the kind of work I do there. I forgot about that piece. I've been joking about it, and what happened? The universe reminds me. Oh yeah, I occupy a tiny place in that world that helps people in a certain kind of way that's very particular. So thank you, universe, looking out for me and my family and everybody else, and you always looking out for all of us. Okay. So let's see here. Keely, is there anything else that we got to talk about today with all my friends over here? We're talking about using food as your medicine. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to make you eat how I'm eating. Obviously, I'm not eating bean burritos. I love them. I grew up eating those as a kid. It was a mix between Mexican food from kind of northern Mexico, because Mexico is a very diverse place. There's a lot of different cuisine from the different areas. So my little area was northern Mexico. That combined with kind of like the food at southern Illinois, kind of right on the farm. It was a fusion of these two things. So I love burritos. I love bean burritos. I have no craving whatsoever. Keely is eating this bean burrito, and to me, it's just like, it's another interesting thing. If anything, I'm really wanting right now, a couple hours after my last meal, I'm wanting this broth. Like, there's a little bit of craving for this broth. So I'm wondering about my body here feeling supported and asking me through a craving for what it needs. There's kind of something that feels like it's lining up. And it's lining up even though there's a lot of controversy that I've experienced the last few days, and it kind of is mounted up here today, that I still feel in a strong, very strong position in my mind and in my body. I'm feeling really, really good facing these interesting challenges. And I notice as the more I have a good posture, the more that I'm awake, the more that I'm keep choosing thoughts and easing into thoughts that feel like they're life-giving versus life-depleting. So that's one we haven't talked about yet. This way, the feeling life-giving always comes with a positive feeling of hope and appreciation and joy and satisfaction. Life depleting is sort of a thing that kind of spirals around over here. I hate to even talk about it because I'm like, it's dragging me down like this. Keely, help me out. I put my hand out here. Maybe, if your kids and your friends can help pull you out, but you got to do it yourself. I can't. Keely's like 12, I think. And I can't just like, Keely, I'm spiraling downwards into a deep, dark hole. Pull me out, please. Throw me a shovel.
A shovel.
Just
like throw you a shovel, not like with a string attached to it.
Right, just like,
throw me some rope. Okay, I'll throw the entire thing of rope down.
Throw the entire thing of rope down. That's pretty funny, Keely. So if you're in a deep hole, a shovel is not going to, digging it deeper is not going to help you. You got to actually climb your way up. And we climb with life-giving thoughts. So, see you in a few hours.